everyone, I'm MarkAlarm, and I'll be running Minecraft any% random seed glitchless on 1.16.1. As you can see, I'm leaving a completely blank seed, so I have not seen this world before, and time will start as soon as the world loads in. Or I can actually just pause, and I'll count you down. So, I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Minecraft is a sandbox game, if you're not familiar, with the goal. There's not really much of a goal with this game, because you can do really whatever you want. But in the context of any% random seed glitchless, the goal is to kill the Ender Dragon, and that rolls credits. So, that's considered beating the game for our intents and purposes. That was... okay, I pressed the wrong key. Let me go back. Okay. Anyway, so we want to kill the Ender Dragon. That's the end goal. And to do that, there's a couple of main things that we need to do. The main things are to collect Ender Pearls and Blaze Rods, which allow us to craft Eyes of Ender, fill the Ender Portal, and access the Ender for the dragon. And the way we do that is somewhat non-linear, especially in the early game, where right now I'm just collecting some resources, so I have the ability to get iron, which will let me enter the nether, and the way I do that kind of depends on every seed that I place. Like this seed, for example, I'm looking around to see if there's any, like a village nearby, or caves, things like that, and I'm not really seeing anything, so I just started off by collecting a couple of basic resources and some tools, so I have a shovel, a pick, a furnace. The main thing that I'm looking for right now is iron, because that is basically required to do a run of this. Unfortunately, I'm not finding any, so I'm gonna look around a little bit more on the internet to see if there's a cave that opens up anywhere. It looks like there's a cave right here, which is awesome. So, otherwise I would have had to dig straight down, and if you're familiar with this game, you should know that digging straight down is generally not advised, but for speedrunning it's fast, so... if you notice on the right, in just a moment, I have the accessibility menu turned on for giving me sound effects. So I'm getting this thing that says lava pop, so I know that there's some lava around here somewhere. That'll allow me to enter the nether, and if it is truly there, like there's an entire pool there, then I'll be able to enter. But if there's not, then we'll have to play it by ear. The estimate for this category is about an hour, but realistically it can be very short, like it could be done in under 30 minutes if I'm very lucky, but generally it does not go that well for just playing out the first seed you get. Normally I would be resetting for like better overworlds, like I would want a village, for example, or I would want an ocean, and that allows me to do really fast things, but just playing out any overworld can be kind of slow. Right now I'm working on getting food, and I can do that by lighting these cows on fire, which prevents me from needing to cook them. And I'm putting down a single block of water because they get attracted to water because they want to like put themselves out and not continue burning. Because cows are smart like that. The sheep are a little dumber, so I can just light them on fire, and they're not going to burn as much, so... I'm going to bring in some food with me before I go to the nether, because the nether is quite scary. It's easily the hardest part of the run, because there's so much that can go wrong. I'm also going to pick up dandelions if I find them, because I can craft them into a pretty overpowered piece of food, if conditions line up well, so I'll try to pick those up as well. I've got some more cows over here. I'm gonna probably kill this pack of cows, go back to my furnace, and get the iron that's still over there. It's not going to the water. And yeah, so I have 13 pieces of steak and I have 4 mutton. Mutton isn't very good, but steak is extremely good, so having that much food is really nice. I also need to grab wood. The reason I'm playing on 1.16.1 rather than the latest version, for example, or an earlier version, is because this version is generally the fastest. I can't even say generally. It is the fastest version for speedrunning this game. And you'll see why as we get to the Nether. But for now, I'm gonna just run back to my furnace, get my iron, kill the zombie that's in my way, and I'm gonna check over here to see if there is a lava pool, because I was getting lava pools. So I do a little trick there to get in the 1 tile gap by just swimming. Fortunately, I don't know if it's a true lava pool or not. Although it's a little loud, so maybe there is one. Okay, so fortunately it is not actually a lava pool, it was just 1 tile of lava, so I got a little baited there, but that's completely okay. It just means we're gonna have to go a little bit further before we can get to there. So I'm opting to just go down the cave rather than digging down because I have the ability to just go down the cave, and fortunately there is lava down there. I'm actually just gonna put this water here because there's lava in the water as well, so I'll just play it safe. Diamonds are completely unnecessary for the speedrun, but I know that I'll get yelled at if I don't pick them up, so I will take them, and I actually got enough for a diamond pickaxe, which is pretty convenient, so it's not necessary, but makes things a little bit easier. Less risk of breaking the iron one. I kind of glossed over this, but I'm using the lava and water to build a portal. So I don't even need to mine obsidian to build the portal. So already in the Nether at 7 minutes, which is pretty solid for no reset. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor or not, but if you can't, if you look in the top left of my screen, I have the F3 or the debug menu open, which is completely allowed for speedruns. It's built into the game. If you look at my E counter, you'll see there's this 24 divided by 105. That's the number of entities that are in the Nether right now. The first number is the number I have in my field of view, and the second is total. So if I crank my speed all the way to the top, I'm gonna scan on the hill. And if you look closely, it like spikes when I look in this direction, but it's like kind of small every other direction. Because there's a spike, that entails that there is a bastion in that direction, which is one of the 2 main components needed to beat the game. The bastion is where we're going to be getting all of our ender pearls, which is the first of the 2 main components in beating the game. Let's play this. I don't want to get knocked into the lava, otherwise that'd be very, very bad. I'm not going to do anything fancy with bridging. I don't want to like do speed bridging or risk falling off, so I'll take it slow. Just for the sake of safety and for it being a no reset. Ideally, if I find some mushrooms, that would also be nice, because then I can use the dandelion to make a pretty useful piece of food. But I'm just using this to double check my direction. Okay, I actually can see the bastion from here. Oh, it's just dead bad. So I can just bridge just completely straight and I'll get there eventually. I will need to grab some extra blocks because I'm pretty low. Other than that, I'm gonna probably overcommit to grabbing blocks, but I might as well have too many than too few. I'll grab a stack. Just a stack. Would have actually been smarter for me to build this bridge one block lower, so I would be going directly on the lava. Because in the event that I were to fall for whatever reason, I would be able to get back on the platform and survive. So that was a little bit reckless, but I'm taking this slowly, so there should be no problems. Oh, hello. Massive lava column, ready to kill me. Alright, cool. So now we're at the bastion, I am looking for what kind of bastion this is, and then I want to do my route. So, because I'm familiar with the bastion types, I already know that this is a bridge bastion. And that means that there's going to be a lot of gold all in one chalice. Which means it's also pretty nice for not doing any resets, because I can just grab all of the gold, get extra, and I'll be chilling. I'm taking this dig up very carefully, because I believe I'm in the back of this bastion, and I also didn't want to dig up on like a piece of lava or something. So, coming from the front of the bastion, let's grab all the gold. Normally I would grab only 12 of the blocks here, just because mining is a little bit slow. Speaking of mining, I should have built my diamond pickaxe. Startled me. There's a hoglin down here. I'd like for this hoglin to survive. There we go. I could take the hoglin and loot it for food, but realistically it's just gonna get in my way, so not involved with that. Crafting a gold helmet just to give myself a little bit of protection, and also make the piglin not completely aggro on me. Now here's the fun part. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to a specific part of this bastion where there are a lot of pigs, and I'm gonna aggro all of them at once. You can see there's quite a few of them around. I'm going to break this gold block, which will ideally aggro all the piglin. There's a zombie piglin right here, is preventing them from getting up here as quickly. But getting a few piglins to come around, I need this guy to... These zombie piglin are pretty inconvenient. I have a few pigs, which isn't too bad. So I just want to filter them all in this hole so they can't attack me. But they can still give me loot. There's actually a few piglin over here, so I'm gonna grab these extra guys. Normally there's enough in the bastion, but because a lot of them got scared away, and it's kind of convenient for me to get these ones. The reason I want a bunch of pigs is because each of them takes a few seconds to trade. So I'm just gonna go trading all of this. The key things I'm looking for are obsidian, ender pearls, string, and some other various things. I seem to be getting pretty much everything we need. I will also check the other side of the bastion, just to see if there's anything in the chests over here. Or possibly just a single chest. Oh, it is a double. Interesting. I couldn't tell from where I was if it was a double or not. So, not a double, a triple chest. I can loot four chests instead of just one, which is pretty nice. And that's basically it for the bastion. We're going to come back over to these pigs and check out what they've given us. circling back to the reason I'm on 1.16.1 is because the trades that these pigs give are far better on this version than they are in future versions. They got nerfed after 1.16.1, so we can play on that version to get optimal trades. So right now I'm just sorting through my inventory. I don't normally get this many pearls, but that's just a prime example why this version is better, because otherwise I would not have that many pearls. How many is that? That is a ridiculous number of pearls. That is more than I'll ever need. Also obsidian, I got extremely lucky on. Yeah, this faction went extremely well, so now we can look for the fortress. On the pie chart, I am looking for the existence of a mob spawner, which is that blue thing. The pie chart's in the bottom left. Bottom left corner. So I'm looking for when that spikes. So it spikes when I'm at 22 chunks away. So I'm gonna cross the chunk borders, which is also done from the debug menu, and that's telling me as soon as it spiked, which it did when I'm going west, I know that there's going to be a fort going this way. Either a fort or a treasure bastion, because treasure bastions also have mob spawners. So unfortunately there's just a massive wall right here. That's a little inconvenient, but we're making pretty quick time so far. Pretty solid run so far. Especially for a reset. Oh, that almost went pretty close. Want to try to minimize taking fall damage. I think we're just gonna shuffle this way. Let's see what we do. I have fire res, so I can gladly swim in the lava as much as I please. No problems whatsoever. Try to get over here so I can get on the ground and then do that same strat that I did at the bastion to locate the fort. It's a little hard to do when you're in the lava. So it's 15 away now. So I need to reorient which direction I need to go, because it could be a little like diagonal. Like now it says to go south, so I now know my directions more this way, and it's going to be a bit more accurate. I got a minute and a half left on my fire res, which is easy. Definitely use my phone as soon as I get to the floor. I'm actually going to just come up here. Or fail to do that, that works too. Let's see if I cannot get a good pearl crowd. Thankfully have the pearls to just burn through, because I got so many. Just reorienting the direction again, just in case. Oh, where? This is gas. If you remember earlier that trick where I used water to get in the gap, let's do it for that. It was very useful. Like one block. So it still says it's this way. I'm going to throw another fire res on. Or another fire res on just to refresh the timer. Have part of what we need now. We just need to get the blaze rods, which most things is going to be a little tricky, but it should be too. See a wither skeleton up there? I don't want that to fall directly on top of me. That's a little awkward. There's, I think, like 3 wither skeletons up there, and all of them are ready to kill me. little bit more awkward than just, Unfortunately, wither skeletons are tall, so they can't walk through this. Unfortunately, they're not useful for... Blazes are, that's what we need, so... Keep my eye out for things that will jump scare me, but also for the blaze spawner, which is here, but unfortunately is... But... Okay, it's just one block. What I'm going to set up here is a strat called Blaze Bed, where I'm going to try to sleep in the nether, but because beds explode in the nether, I can clear out a bunch of blocks very quickly. And by doing that, I can flood the place with more lava. But in addition to that, I now have more room for places to spawn. So, just need to clear out that piece of lava, build a little bit more, and we'll have more blaze spawnable area, which should ideally make this part a little bit faster. I'm gonna wait to apply my fire res until the blazes spawn so that I maximize its duration. Now that they're here, I can drink up. Note that having this much open area generally makes blazes spawn in marker packs, but not always, so sometimes you just get unlucky, and this is what it is. All I can do is dig this out as much as I can, and see what happens. Also build a diamond pick because I'm about to do that. If I show the diamonds in my inventory, will probably be killing people. It's built now, I'm sorry. I'm just burning the useless items that I don't need. Everything else in my inventory has a purpose. Actually, the arrows don't really, because I can actually make a bow now that I'm thinking about it. It won't really help me, but... Getting very unlucky with the blaze rates. Both their spawn frequency is really slow. It's anywhere from, I think, like 10 to 40 seconds. The pack size is pretty small. This is what we're talking about. The spawn packs of 1 to 4. That's why we opened it up to maximize the chances of getting a pack of 4. And the drop rates are also pretty bad, so I've built like close to 8 blazes and I've only gotten 2 rods. They're a 50% drop rate, so I should have gotten more by now, but unfortunately I haven't. I'll just wait here until they spawn. That definitely made up for the rates from earlier, but catching back up a little bit. Need to heal up. So, we need at minimum 6 rods to guarantee being able to enter the portal room. The portal room can have 12 portals, and each of them needs to be filled with an Eye of Ender, and a rod allows you to get 2 Eyes of Ender. So, like that. So I have my 12 eyes. That's the bare minimum that I need. Sometimes you can leave with less if you're trying to do what's called a high roll, where you just hope that you get lucky. If you're playing at a top level and your run is getting slow, sometimes the best strat is to just leave on only 5 rods and just hope that 2 of them are filled in, which are... Each portal has a 10% chance of... So you just hope for the best and see what happens. I'm not leaving on the quote bare minimum of 6, I'm actually leaving on more because ice can also break. I am leaving with more than enough. So this is mainly just done to just have more safety in the event that I am like really far away from the stronghold and a bunch of them break and a bunch of other things go wrong. Just having as many as I can is just kind of convenient. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get to better coordinates. You may know that I am nowhere near my original portal, and that is intentional. Because my original portal is generally going to be very far away from the stronghold. But in the Bastion, you can get obsidian, and with that obsidian, you're able to just build another portal. Like so. And because distances in the Nether are 8 times that of the distances in the overworld, I'm really far out. I'm at 2,000 blocks in the overworld. I was only at like a couple hundred in the Nether. So next step is now with our eyes we can locate where the stronghold is. So this is going at roughly a 51.8 degree angle, 52. I'm going to line myself up to try to get a better sense of where this is by triangulation. And that is a huge angle change, so this should be very, very, very close. What I was planning on doing was, assuming that it was far, I would be able to go back into the Nether, and knowing the general direction of where I need to go, I would build another portal in the Nether, because, again, the distance traveled is less. Or it's more in the Nether, so it's faster going than other world. But with my eye measurements, it looks like the stronghold is actually very close, which is actually surprising given where I was coordinate-wise. But, you know, sometimes things go really well in these runs, sometimes they don't. So, we're approaching the end game of this run where we get to the stronghold, locate the portal room, kill the dragon, then we'll be done. And in theory, this is pretty close, so... Of course, the stronghold can go extremely poorly, and we just get some weird garbage, but... That was intended. Killing these pigs for extra food. Using the lava is a bit faster than using the flint and steel. I don't necessarily need the food, but I'm grabbing it just in case the stronghold takes me a while. There's a lot of mobs and things go really poorly. I haven't been following my angle too well, so I'm gonna throw another eye just to... Yeah, so the fact that the eye went behind me means that it's extremely close. I think this travel was like a couple hundred away, which is really, really lucky. Like less than probably 10%. Like, this is really good. So, I'm using those blocks to kind of indicate where I want to go. Throwing another eye, and then I'll see roughly where these lines intersect. So I'm going to follow this angle and see where it lines up with those blocks. I need to keep going a little bit more, I think. And I think this is about where they intersect, so I'm going to throw an eye at the corner of these chunks to see where it goes down, and it's going down this chunk, so I know exactly where to go down. And now we dig straight down because it's fast, even though there's the chance that lava could be directly underneath me. But fortunately, we have more fire res, so we can just do that and be safe. I also have water and pearls in the event. It just becomes really scary. This is a little weird, but... So, this is a very excellent run. For it being a no reset, there's been a lot that's gone pretty well, so... I'm hearing lava pops, so... Okay. This is an extremely low stronghold. Normally strongholds are at a much higher Y level, but yeah, that made the navigation extremely easy. Yeah, this is an extremely low stronghold. I didn't put that off. So we're about to kill the dragon. We're really at endgame now. I'm going to set my spawn just in case something goes horribly wrong in the end, but I should not need it. I need to craft one more eye. So what I'm going to go for is known as a one cycle, where by using the same mechanic in the Nether where I used a bed to blow up the area, the same mechanic applies in the end where you can't sleep in it, so it just blows up. And I'm going to be doing that to the dragon. Is this an instant damage? No, there's no way. So all I can do at this point is try to get further away from the center of the map, have a chance to go perch. I swear this is it. That'd be crazy. It's wild. And that's Minecraft. That was an extremely good run for it being a no reset. My estimate was an hour. Sometimes it just goes really well, and that was an excellent seed. So 3107. That's considered beating the game.